Hi everyone, thank you for joining me for another week of Stampin' with Margaret. Look at this beautiful card we're going to be making today. Look how cute this one is. Open it up, nice little flower sticking up a little bit with dimensions. And watch, look at this. Look, isn't that just the sweetest card? Be fun, you could do Christmas card with it. Makes a great birthday card, really stands out. All right. Oh, and don't forget to stamp your envelope too. It's the same stamp as the flower, and I just stamped it on the envelope. I have a client one time that we were making cards, and she goes, "Don't forget your envelopes." And I'm like, "What?" And she goes, "Yeah, I work for the post office," and we really have fun watching all the cards that come through. There's some pretty elaborate ones that come through, she said. But I thought that was kind of cool. So don't forget to do your envelopes, right? All right, let's show you how to do this. It's really quick and easy. As you saw, the pattern in the email that I sent you. What you're going to need is a half of piece of a paper, which is 8.5, right? And then half of the 11 would be 5.5. So all of our card bases are usually made out of an 8.5 by 5.5. We're going to score it right at 4.25. You're going to need a piece for the inside of your card, especially when they're the darker colors like this. And this will be where you'll put your sentiment. And this one measures 4.25 by 5.25. Nope, excuse me, 4 by 5.25. And we're just going to cut it down a quarter here. So since this is 4.25, this is 4. This is 5.5, so this is going to be 5.25. So then we'll have a 1/4 inch, actually 1/8 of an inch border all the way around it, right? Okay, and then the last piece we're going to use will be for your outside piece, this piece here. This is a piece of designer series paper, but I chose to make my own designer series paper today. So this piece measures 3.75 by 5. Okay. So today, like I said, I made my own designer series paper. If you don't know how to do this, we walk you through it real quick, okay? All what you do is you take your ink pad, get her opened up, set it down, okay? And this is where we're gonna bring in a piece of scrap paper, set it right here. I'm gonna ink up my stamp, just like that. All right, so I'm going to what they call stamp it off. All right, because I don't want this really super dark. I want it looking more like a background. So now I can come over and stamp it right there. See how much lighter it is? And it really looks like a piece of background, right? All right, just a little trick. Kind of fun to do. Take a set. This set here I'm using is our Seaside Notion set. But you could do it with just about anything, couldn't you? You could even do it with the set that I was using for this beautiful card. And you could stamp some flowers, some feathers, this little branch. It'll just be beautiful background paper, right? Okay, cheap, easy, do it yourself. Just plain old piece of paper, solid piece of paper, and just stamp it up. Okay, so now you're going to want to know how to cut and how to score. So let's bring in our trimmer. My scissors out of the way. Okay, here's my trimmer. Now what we're going to do is make sure we have our scoring blade down here. And first you are going to score this at 4.25. Let's move it over like that. Okay, here's our quarter line. We're going to score it just like that. Okay, now the trick to the fold on this card is, see where this little line is right here on the half, 4.25. It's a half of the front of your card. And what I'm going to do is line up that right along the cutting well right there. And I'm going to move this point so that it's right along the same line. So it's right in the groove there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my score and I'm going to go from corner to corner. Now be careful when you're right here, because if you score it, it can get all scrunched up. So, and you don't want it scrunching on you. So go ahead and push it down just like that. And look, see, there's your score line, just like that. Okay, now while we have this out, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to cut this in half. Now, we're going to cut it on the diagonal, so make sure I like the way that this is going. Don't like it that way. Let's turn it this way. Okay, yeah, I like it that way. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to cut this in half on the diagonal. So again, we're going to line up the points in the score line here, or the cutting well. Okay, so right there. Now, in last week's video, I told you about making sure that when you're cutting on a corner like that, you don't want to go in at it from here, because when you're going up against that, it will wrinkle up that corner. So what you want to do is you want to pick this up, bring your blade in a little bit so that it's up above the point here, pull it towards you, and then go ahead and just cut away from you. That way it doesn't scrunch up these 2 points, right? All right, so let's put that aside. We're done with our trimmer, so I'm going to put that up there. Now I'm going to show you how to assemble. Quick and easy. You're going to love this one. Okay, so let's get our glue out, or you can use tape, whichever you'd like. Go ahead and get all the points. I like to get out near the edge on the points because you don't want them curling up on you. So let's get some glue on that. Set it down, line it up in the corner up here, and keep an eye on your line right here. And make sure it's straight across here because that'll be very noticeable. Okay, just like that. All right, let's do the other one. A little bit of glue. Oh, I hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving. We sure did. It was quiet, it was just Buck and I, but we really had a beautiful meal. I was talking to some of the gals earlier today, and we were saying that, yep, we still got dressed up and we still put on a nice dinner, even though we were by ourselves, but we didn't want to get depressed over it. And we wanted to have a fun day. So again, gotta do all that fancy stuff. Just because we can't go out and share it with everybody doesn't mean we can't have fun and get all nice and have a beautiful dinner, right? All right. Okay, look at that. See? Now we're gonna fold this in half right along the score line. And what we want to do is we want to press this down with our bone folder, and we'll just press it down like that because we want a nice crisp fold. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to fold it right here also, right along that fold line, just like that. Just press her down really good. Okay, because it doesn't want to lay close, we're going to press it going this way also. We'll bend it back going that way. Okay, now that's the front. I'm going to put some embellishments on it. What I chose is some more of the Seaside Notion set. I took the some vellum, some green vellum, and I stamped it with the coral. Okay, and I stamped it right on crumb cake. What I want to do is I'm going to put this here, and I want to put that there. Let's see, I got another sprig of this coral, so why don't we go like this? I'm happy with that. All right, so what we need to do is just put a little bit of glue on the back of your seashell, or whatever you want to do. And we'll go ahead and we'll push this, set this down right here. That glue will hold down both of those pieces of coral at the same time. I want them loose because when I fold this up, I don't want them stuck over on this side because it won't lay down very well. Okay, let me show you again on this card. So see how these pieces all go over the top so that when it's bent, it doesn't it's not stuck down, right? Okay, so now we want to do the inside. Okay, at this point is where you would put your sentiment, and you don't want to glue this down till you get your sentiment down, right? Because if you mess up, all right, say it with me, paper has two sides. If you mess it up, you can always flip it over and stamp the other side, right? Okay, so let's finish the inside. And I want to have whatever I'm going to put here, it needs to be dimensioned up, because when you go to angle your card up, you want it to be able to put it right up against that, and that's what makes it stand up. But if it was laying flat, it probably wouldn't make it stand up. So I put dimensions on the back here, on the back of my seahorse. Pull those up, and I want to put my coral down. Now I want this pretty close to the edge because I want to be able to have my card stand up, but I don't want it to lay out too far, so let's play with this a little bit. And I think I'm going to put my seahorse a little bit on an angle. All right, just like this, so that he can hold open the card and hold down the seaweed or the coral right at the same time. Okay, look at that. Well, if this was stuck down, that would be holding the card open, but I didn't stick it down until I put the sentiment. This could be a thank you card, could be a birthday card, could be a masculine card too, so I don't know what I want to stamp it with yet, so I will figure that out later. But here's our card. Look how cool that is. Isn't that beautiful? It's that easy. That's our card for today. And here's our second one. Oh, and don't forget to do your envelopes. I would probably stamp this with maybe the silver dollar, right? All right, so that's all there was to today's, and I hope you enjoyed it. I am going to call this a diagonal fold card. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed today's card. Again, I'm trying to make them quick and easy and simple. So enjoy. All right, I will talk to you next week. Next week may be a little hectic. My video may not come out until really close to the weekend, because we're getting new flooring next week. So my work area is going to be have to put it all away for a while, which will be weird, but if you've seen my house, it's very creative. All right, talk to you next week. Miss you all. Bye-bye.